Hello, hello, Dreadful Fam. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to Dreadfully Dainty Dips. I am Lindsay. Alright, so today I have for you a nail tutorial using Skinny Dipp'n Dips. So Skinny Dipp'n Dips reached out to me and they wanted me to try a skull bundle that she will be releasing on Friday. She sent a little note. She sent me 6 dips that she will be releasing, but in the bundle itself that you will be able to purchase on Friday, which if you're watching this now is today, it will only come with 3 dips and 3 water slides. Still a great deal, but 3 of these other dips, I should say, that she sent me are already released. Alright, so in this little package that she sent me, I got 6 dips, 3 water slides, her business card information, as well as water decal instructions, which is great because if you have never used those before, these are going to come in handy. And y'all, Shorty's in the house today, so she is back there cracking on a bone if y'all hear her. That's my weenie dog. Okay, so let's get these out of the package and then I will show you the beautiful swatches of these colors. So this bundle, a little bit about this bundle. Okay, so it is being released Friday. So if you're watching this video, like I said, it is released today. 2 of these colors, I believe, are already released. And that is Endless Love and I believe Burning Love. And Dust in the Wind, Too Faced, Love Letters, and Bed of Roses will be released as you're watching this video. So y'all head over to skinnydippndips.com and get you some. Okay, so this is Endless Love. How pretty is that? Full of glitter. Love it, love it. Bed of Roses. This is more of a solid pink. These two go very well together. Love it. Okay, we have Burning Love. This is a thermal. This is a really cool thermal. It's more of like a dark red or like a dark red pink, and then when you warm it up on the very tip, when it's warm, it gets lighter. And I will show you that now. Look how sensitive that thermal is. Oh, I love it. I love reds. Okay, Dust in the Wind. This is a foil. Pink and black, very pretty. This is Love Letters. This is also a foil. And Too Faced. This is a black shimmer chrome. It kind of chromes like a blue-gray, and I kind of chromed it on the tip there. And then I thought these paired well together, Dust in the Wind and Too Faced. And Bed of Roses and Love Letters. And Endless Love and Burning Love are the ones that are already released. But for today's mani, I picked Dust in the Wind and Too Faced with the skull water slides. So let's get dipping into the video. Okay, so let's get started. So the middle finger and ring finger is going to be the water slide, and my pinky is going to be Too Faced, and my index and thumb are going to be Dust in the Wind. So let's get started with Too Faced. I am not going to chrome these today. I'll do another video if we would like for chroming. I kind of really liked it not chromed, so that's what I chose to go with today. Ooh, look at that coverage. Yes, I love a good coverage on a first dip. Okay, let's go halfway up that nail again, and we will lay into Dust in the Wind. Now this is a foil, or it has foils in it. You want to pat, make sure you're getting all those to lay as flat as you can. I found this one really easy to work with because the foils are kind of like really little. So they lay down just perfect. Okay, lay into that powder and mash those foils down. Okay, and as always, you want to make sure you dust off that excess powder really good. I'm using my stiff brush today since we're going to be working with a darker solid and some foils. Okay, so our second coat of Too Faced, we're going to go a little bit above that halfway point. I have more in-depth videos on how I choose to lay my powder down by doing the Apex method. If you would like to watch those, I will link them below in the description box, as well as all the products that I'm using today and the link for you to find skinny Dipp'n Dips so you can go get you some of these beautiful Valentine's skull bundle colors. These are just perfect for me, right up my alley. I love all things skulls. I don't know why, I just always have. So when Skinny Dippin' reached out to me and she was like, I'd love to send you this skull bundle, I was like, yes, I love it. I can't wait to try it. I would be very honored. I'm just always honored. No matter how big or how small of a company, I love all of my small businesses. I am really trying to get more small businesses out there. So yeah, I do this for you guys and for myself. I love it. The nail community has been so amazing to me. I'm so blessed. So if there's anything ever that you guys want to see, please always just let me know in the comments down below. That way I kind of know which direction we're heading in. You know, if you don't like seeing something, that's okay with me. You won't hurt my feelings. If you love seeing something, I would love to know more about it. That way I can put it on my list and get those videos out to you guys. Okay, so third coat of Too Faced. We're going to go right up to that cuticle, lay into the jar, or pour over if your fingernails are longer, because these are sample jars. Ooh, look at that coverage. And then, of course, scrape the cuticle line. Scrapey. I love Too Faced. This was really easy. No staining whatsoever, which you usually do get a lot of staining with darker colors and reds. I found no staining with this, so that was a plus. Okay, now we're going to stir up our dust in the wind, just kind of get them foils dispersed back through, and we're going to go in for our third layer of our dust in the wind. Right up to that cuticle line, but not quite touching the cuticle or the skin. Oh, and I found also, so you see me pouring over the foils here. Well, so it picked up more of the clear base of the foils, so I do go back in for a fourth coat, and you'll watch me, you know, all that powder that's poured out, I will go back and lay into that and like mash my finger in there really good to pick up more of those foils. You can always hand place them, but I found that since these foils were so small, I just kind of did another fourth layer and went right back in there and, you know, poured it down into the tray and then like laid my finger into it really good, and it picked up more of those foils for me. I usually only go back and hand place like the bigger chunky foils. So like love letters, I would probably hand place more of those foils because they're just bigger. So yeah, so I'm just patting my thumb into that pile of dip there, scraping the cuticle, and then making sure everything is stuck down really good, nice and flat. Okay, and then dust everything off one more time. Brush it all off. We don't need all that excess powder. That's bad for our liquids. Okay, so you see at that cuticle line, it's not as covered as I would like, so we are going to fix that right up. Alright, mash that finger in there really good. Okay, give it a good pat, and then scrape that cuticle line again. Much better coverage. All right, give those a pat. And then this is how we're looking so far. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Ugh, and I broke those 2 nails yesterday cleaning the house. Grrr. So now I have to fix those guys. But now they really do look like vampire teeth. Okay, so first let's activate these babies. So that way when we are applying our water slides, nothing gets in there and messes those up, and they're all nice and set. Okay, and for foils, you want to dab your activator on if you can. This just kind of helps those darker foils from bleeding. Sometimes they just bleed, so do red foils, and you just can't help it. But if you can, just give it a little dabby dab. Don't necessarily drag your brush across the nail if you don't have to. And this will just help kind of keep everything in place. All right, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now we are going to pretend like I have never done a water slide in my life, right? So we are going to follow our Skinny Dipp'n Dips instructions that she gave us. Okay, so number 1 says apply thin layer of white gel polish on nail bed and cure. White makes your decal brighter. May also use dip, but make sure your dip is filed evenly and a smooth surface exists. Okay, number 2 says cut out decal and submerge in room temperature water for approximately 30 seconds or until easily able to slide off backing. Okay, so let me grab some white gel polish and then we will get to cutting these decals out. I'm only going to use these 2 smaller ones today, so let me get these cut out and then I'll catch back up. Okay, so we got those cut out. Let me grab some water. This is room temperature water. It's been sitting in my nail room. I have a few bottles in here. So we are going to use our little Chaos Concepts little dipping tray and put some water in that guy. All right, let me slap some white polish on these babies and I'll be right back. Alright, so next, number 3 says place decal in desired position using a gel nail stamper so you can see if it is placed correctly. Okay, so I do not have a jelly stamper. I know, it is on my list of things to get, but I do have this little thing that I got from Dollar Tree and it is a like silicone makeup applicator. So we are going to try that. Okay, so we have placed our decal in the water. We're going to just wait a few seconds. It's kind of starting to curl up. And I don't know why, but I try to fiddle with it and get it to where I can see the backing to make sure that the backing is getting fully saturated. So I'm just kind of, you know, fiddling with that right now. Okay, so the back is fully saturated now that I'm done fighting with that. Okay, so here is the little silicone thingamajig mabobber that I have. I mean, it's silicone and jelly stampers are silicone, right? So let me get that decal out. We're gonna place it on our little silicone tool. And y'all are gonna see just how easy this water slide is. It's already starting to slide off of the backing. Look at there. Nice. So easy. This has been such an easy application so far. Okay, so we are going to kind of look through our stamper here and see just about where we want to place it, and then mash that puppy down. Make sure it's kind of stuck, be really slow and gentle. And then I'm going to take a silicone tool and I'm just going to rub out any bubbles or like creasing or just anything trapped underneath that decal to make sure it's really stuck on there. And y'all, don't do this. I didn't get it just right on the nail, which bothers the dickens out of me and my OCD, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep rolling with it. So I kept trying to pull it up. Don't do that. Just leave it stuck. It is what it is. It's on there now. It's a part of us. So okay, so here's my silicone tool, and I'm just gently rubbing out any bubbles, any wrinkles. You don't want anything trapped underneath this decal. Okay, and it looks like it's applying really, really well, just besides that side that I didn't get covered all the way. Ah! Ugh, it's okay. Stuff happens, right? We just roll with it and move on. Okay, so it says for number 4, file off excess around edges with a downward motion. Apply last coat of clear gel. Sealing the free edges, cure and admire. Okay, so we're gonna carefully file off any kind of like overhang, excess decal. We don't need it, get rid of it. All right, and look at that. That is awesome. So smooth, you can't even tell that's a decal. Kind of looks like I just painted that puppy right on there. Sorry y'all, I don't know what's up with me and the puppies. Okay, so this time I got that decal in the water right, so you can see it absorbing. If I would move my hand and stop messing with that decal. Okay, so that backing on that paper is what I'm looking at in the little dip tray. I'm going to make sure that's fully saturated. It says for 30 seconds. So not too long. And then we're going to take it out and we're going to put it back on our little silicone tool. And make sure we get this one lined up right, Lindsay. And I know we're still pretending like I've never done this before, but if you find that they're just a little bit too saturated and wet, you can dab them on a paper towel while you have it on the tweezers. And just give them a little dab and that excess water will get, you know, right off there. Okay, so we're on our silicone tool. We're going to gently pull the backing away. Okay, making sure that we are not wrinkling that decal. We want it as perfect as we can get it. Here I'm just wiping off that excess water. Okay, and I'm trying to look and position this guy in the right spot this time. But you will see me go a little bit above my cuticle because I want more of that skull face on the nail. But don't worry, we will get that excess off of our skin. No prob, Bob. Alright, so let's mash that on there. Make sure it's stuck down really good. And that one applied so well. That one was perfect. I couldn't have done that any better a third time. Okay, so here again, we're just taking our silicone tool. We're making sure everything is in the crease, everything's stuck down. We're getting out any excess water, any air bubbles, and any wrinkling. Just take your time and smooth that guy right out. And then back to number 4 of our instructions, we are going to file off excess around the edges with a downward motion. And it comes right off. Look at that. These were so cool, you guys. And she has so many more skull water slides and other water slides if, you know, skulls aren't really your main thing. Do go check them out. Okay, so to get off the excess that is above my cuticle here, I took a little bit of 100% acetone in the acetone cap with a nail brush, and we are just going to kind of melt away the extra decal that we don't need. This doesn't hurt your skin at all. If anything, it might just kind of dry your cuticle out, but that's okay. We're going to go in with some cuticle oil in the very end. Okay, and you just want to run that along your cuticle line. Make sure you don't get it on the decal that's on your nail. We just want to barely hit the edge of that decal because it's kind of like we're just kind of melting it to the nail. All right, and that ended up being perfect. I'm just scraping off a little, I got too messy with the gel polish. All right, that's how we're looking. Okay, so I wanted to put a little pizzazz, jazz up my water slides. So we are going to add some sugar glitter. I have my fine liner Triple D brush here to help us out. And I have my Triple D 2-in-1 base and top gel. This is HEMA free, so if you have allergies, this is great for you. Okay, so our last step is we are going to lay down a gel top coat here, sealing in that water decal so that guy doesn't move. And it protects it from, I believe, from even UV. If you bump it, you know, it won't scrape it, cut it up or anything. Seal those free edges and those side walls. Look how cool that looks, you guys, with like a gloss coat on there. So neat. I don't use enough water slides. I need to put that on my list. Alright, so let's give that a cure and we'll be right back. Okay, so back to the sugar glitter. So we are going to use our water slide decal here, kind of like a stencil. So we are just going to color in the parts that we want sugared and kind of like give it that 3D effect. Yes, with our gel. This is a no wipe gel. So I'm just like laying it down kind of in the rose petals because I just want to give those rose petals like just a little bit of pop. So I'm going on all of like the lighter edges of the petals. We're not curing this, not just yet. I'm going to get all my gel work done here, get everything where I want it, and then we will pour over our sugar glitter. This is so easy, you guys. So I am actually, my right hand is my dominant hand, and I'm actually painting this with my left. So this process has been really easy. And it definitely makes it a lot easier if you use like, I mean, you can do it with a water slide, you can do it with a regular decal. If you say you have a star decal and you want to put that on your nail, which it's a little too plain, you know, fill it in with some sugar glitter or just any kind of dip powder that you know can be sugared. Even clear, a lot of people will do clear dip over something colored, and that gives it that sugar effect, almost, you know, like all the sweater nails that we just recently saw over Christmas time. So just something to think about. If you haven't tried it, please do. Okay, so what we did was we poured over that sugar glitter, and then you want to cure it. I would cure it for a good 1 to 2 minutes, just because we're pouring something into that clear gel, and it's not clear anymore. So the more opaque you go, kind of like blacks are really hard to cure. You want to cure them, you know, that double time, because, you know, you just want to make sure it's all set. Okay, again, we're just doodling on our little rose petals here. Pouring over some sugar glitter. I'm using red sugar glitter from Dipomania. This stuff is fantastic. It is like reflective glitter. It's so cool when you have a flash on or you're by like a really good lamp or lighting. Okay, and then I thought I would do like the eyes and like the nose of the skull with this black sugar glitter, just to kind of give those a little pop as well. So same thing, I'm just kind of painting in the shadows here. And then we will pour over and give that a cure. Okay, let's do the other one. Super easy, you guys. Such a great way to do some really quick and cool nail art. Alright, so we have cured everything. This is how we're looking, and now we're going to go in and file the nails that we activated a while back. So this is kind of how I file. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in here. I have sped it up, so I am just hitting those sidewalls, my free edge with my 100 grit file. I like a 180 grit file. Ooh, couldn't talk there. And then I will buff the top if I don't have any like major lumps and bumps. And so this powder was so easy. I literally gave it also a top buffing. Didn't have to hit it with my e-file or nothing. And it came out amazing. I love it. Okay, so since we're going to be using our dip top coat on this and not gel, we are going to activate a second time. Just to make sure that what we filed off is, you know, it's all set and it's still activated. So just hit those babies with a light coat. And then we are going to get a fresh paper towel out. We're going to get our dip liquids, our top coat. And how I like to do my dip liquids is 3 swipes. If you can fit it all in 3 swipes or less, that's awesome. Because the less that nail brush touches that activator we have on that nail, the better. But, I mean, if you're using Dipomania liquids, I know I could be a little bit biased here. These liquids are awesome. I have yet to contaminate a bottle, period. Like, I swear, on my life. Please do check them out, dipomania.com. But yes, okay, so 3 swipes. And then you want to wait until that top coat's kind of like wrinkly, or you can kind of tell when it changes. And then you're going to go in with your second coat. Now this coat, the second coat of your top coat, you can be a little bit more, you know, precise with it. Get those edges that you might not have gotten the first time. You know, fix anything that you want to fix. You can take your time with this one. And the great thing about these liquids is, gosh, they set so fast. I mean, I'm sure my pinky nail is already done. Like, not even gonna lie. And if you have tried them and you watch this video, you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yes, so for me trying Skinny Dipp'n Dips, I would say I would give them 2 thumbs up. The powders were great. The foils laid so nicely. The black was amazing because I didn't have to do any extra cleanup with alcohol to get any kind of staining off, because I just, you know, we don't have time for that. And look, and those water decals applied so great. Okay, so after all of that filing and buffing and that little bit of acetone that I used, let's rehydrate them cuticles. Alright guys, and this is the end. So Skinny Dipp'n Dips, I will leave all of the information in the description box down below, as long as her link, so y'all can go check them out. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, Dreadful Fam. Bye!